Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a look inspired by my friend Alo. She actually gave me this idea because I had posted a blank sketch online, a blank photo, and she actually drew this out and sketched it out for me. This is what she came up with, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea to try out and challenge myself. So if you want to see how I went from this and put this look together to this, please keep watching. Don't forget to make sure you're subscribed and share my page. For this look, I'll be using the Muerte palette from Melt Cosmetics and some Swarovski Crystals from the Michael store. I did want to start off with the NYX Vivid Brights gel liner or whatever this thing is, but mine's not even 2 years old and it's already fully dried out. So at the beginning, you'll see I'm kind of struggling. I decided not to keep using that, so in a minute I will switch it out and just use eyeshadow. I don't know, I really liked the product when I first bought it, the NYX Vivid Brights, but I guess they do dry quickly, so you just have to use it up quick. But anyways, it was good enough for me to do a little sketch of the shape that I wanted. I did have to wet my brush to get any pigment to come off on it, but this is what we're working with so far. And then I'm gonna go in and start packing the eyeshadows. I'm gonna start with the eyeshadow Corazon from the palette, and I'm gonna start packing it and lining it all over the top and the bottom. One of my favorite things about getting eyeshadows that are high quality and very pigmented is that you don't only have to use them for a blended eyeshadow look. You can definitely use them for eyeliner look and smoke it out if you want to, or just leave it sharp looking, and it gives you such a nice pop of color. This red eyeliner I definitely would not have done in a long time if my friend Alo had not brought it up to me as an idea, but I'm glad she did because I ended up really loving how it looked. It actually made my green eyes pop, so that was a bonus too. But here I'm still packing on the color on both eyes. And if you start to get a little messy with the shape of the eyeliner, don't worry. You know my trick. I like to go in with concealer and clean up the edges. So you can clean up the top and the bottom. So don't worry about being too perfect. Just get your main shape down. And then also tap into the darker shades, which are Sangre and Valeria, closer to the eyelash line. Once you have your basic layout of red, you do want to go in and get a packing brush and make sure it's really packed on there. And when you're done giving it that dimension, go ahead and start cleaning up your shape with the concealer. Once you have both eyes cleaned up, you want to go in with the nude eyeshadow that matches your skin tone to set the rest of the area. That way the red doesn't transfer up. The one I used was from the ABH Soft Glam palette. It was Tempera. For inner corner highlight, I used the ABH Glow Kit, Dream Glow Kit, and the color I use is called Regal. Alright, for the fun part, to apply the rhinestones, I used the dual lash glue. I did drop 2 of them before I could even start putting them on my eyes, so I just wanted to scoot up really close to the table so that if I dropped them, they fell on the table and I didn't lose them. So that's why the angle gets a little weird. Sorry for the super close up. I did 3 small rhinestones, then I did 2 medium size, the bigger ones that came in the pack, and then I went back to do the rest in the small size. Go ahead and finish your other eye. Put the same amount of stones as you did on your first eye and pop some lashes on. I didn't add any extra black eyeliner, just put the lashes on by themselves. To finish the eye look, I'm doing this J-Cat gel liner or cream liner. I'll put the name in the description below. And it is this red metallic mousse-like formula, and I'm putting it in the waterline. Just be careful because one of my eyes started burning after I did this. I don't know if I just put the product on too aggressively or the actual product stung my eye a little bit, but only once I did it, which was kind of weird. But I love the way this makes your eyes look. It just gives it that extra pop of metallic red warm tone. Blend out the bottom eyeshadow with a little pencil brush. Make sure it's not too harsh. For today's primer, I'm using the Wet n Wild Primer Serum. And this one I've never tried before. I'm adding the Dermablend Glow Activator Multi-Use Highlighter. It says it's in the shade Gold, but when you look at the bottle, it looks kind of light pink. So, I don't know. I guess it's deceiving. Maybe it's like a pinky gold. Anyways, I did enjoy the way it looked on my face. I'm going to keep trying it out and see if I do love it. Remember, once I start putting face products on, I do like to press everything in. For foundation, I'm just going to start on the center of my face because that's where I need the most coverage. And you want to have space to blend it out. So I place it on the center of my face, and then using my beauty sponge, I start pressing it in and blending it out towards the rest of the areas of my face. And this way, you really only use 1 or 2 pumps of foundation. You don't need that much. Well, if you like full coverage, that's your preference. You do you, boo. I do like it sometimes, but again, you don't need a lot of product to cover your whole face. So try it out and see how you like it. To bronze up my face and warm it up, today I'm using the CoverGirl concealer. It's the True Blend Undercover Concealer in the shade Natural Tan. I just used one dab, like whatever was on the applicator. I just started blending that all over my face, starting with my cheeks. And again, you'll see me press it in with the sponge after I use the brush. This concealer blended out so nicely, it's so creamy. When you're putting concealer on your temples or your forehead, make sure to run it up and blend it all the way towards your hairline, because you don't want to see that white outline where you didn't meet your hairline. So make sure you blend it up. For concealer, I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics Boing Cakeless Concealer in the shade number 2. I've been loving this concealer for a long time now. I just try not to use it because I feel like it's going to run out quick. I do love it. But I'm just using, again, just a dab under my eyes and blending it with the sponge. It is more high coverage, but it's a nice formula. I feel like it's a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. It's just not as dry, so that's a good thing. Oh, that's Babe right there. And with whatever's left over on my brush, I'm just going to clean up under my cheeks. To set all over the face, I'm literally using the tiniest amount of the Derma Blend Banana Illuminating Powder. Just the lightest amount on my brush. I'm pressing that in. I'm not swiping, I'm not brushing my face. I am just pressing it and patting it all over to really get the makeup set. I like using this powder in the summertime because if I get a little bit of color, it doesn't look so dark, but in the winter time, I feel like it does oxidize a little bit. I don't know if that was my foundation, but the powder is really nice overall. And then, as always, I'm pressing the powder in, picking up any excess product on the sponge, and just making sure it's all blended into my skin. For contour, I'm going back with my ABH powder contour and the middle shade, which is Fawn, and I'm just gonna press that all over the areas where I added my cream bronzer. Notice how I'm continuously pressing with my brush instead of wiping. The pressing motions, especially like me that I have a lot of peach fuzz, It helps the product to really blend and not look patchy. If you just start swiping up and down on your face or in circles, you do risk picking up the foundation and just removing some product, and that's when you start getting patchiness. So I don't really like to do that. To contour my nose, I am using a tiny little blending brush. It's from e.l.f. and I am just using the same shade to contour. For my highlighter, I'm going back in with Regal from the Dream Glow Kit, and I'm using that all over my face where I usually highlight. You know, I haven't really used this shade in the palette. It's such a nice shade. I think it complements the look very well because it's not too pink and it's not too orange warm, but it's just the perfect in between. For blush, I'm using Tarte blush. This did come in a set, but they do have a lot of amazing blushes. This one is called Mistletoe, and with a very fluffy brush, I'm just patting it all over my cheek area. If you notice, I don't smile when I do this because I don't want to move the blush down when I finish smiling, like my cheeks will go down. So you want to keep a straight face and you just want to move your brush a little higher on your cheekbones. And that way it already gives you that lifted effect. I do like to apply it on the tip of my nose, the tip of my chin, and on my forehead and temples, just so I can look warm and tan overall, not just on my cheeks. I've been trying out this Maybelline matte setting spray, and I've been liking it so far. I'm just going to keep testing it for another 2 months. Don't forget to press, press, press. Add your lip and you're good to go. This is the end finished result. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to subscribe and share, and I'll see you in my next video. Pasado lo entero en la tumba, la mala tiene vida, la buena es la difunta.